What the is we doing?
You can or you can't?
No, I can. I can.
Okay, so there you go. So we can even kick it off with that. Why are you so tired, Mike? We haven't
Let's
talked
roll
in
it
like
up, boys.
two and a half months, bro.
How is it going? It's been a while since we recorded a pod. A lot has changed. A lot has happened to both of us.
Mhm.
And believe it or not, Randy and I, we close friends, best friends. Yet we don't talk that much. Rarely talk that much, like through text. And that's just us. Like, and he knows that if he needs me, I'm here for him to listen, or whatever. And I know I got his back and he got my back. So we don't need the constant, how's it going, mate? How's it
Affirmations, yeah. We don't
Yeah,
need
we
to
don't we
really
don't need
always constantly be checking in.
yeah. But anyway, so since we haven't chatted in almost a month, I believe, like for real, we're just gonna do kind of like a brief life update where we are. And one of the question Randy asked me is like why I'm so tired. It's because I'm starting to retake my routine that I used to have.
Mhm.
So waking up in the morning, going to the gym, doing work in, through the day, and then having some free time in the afternoon for myself. Today is Friday.
Mhm.
Today I actually didn't wake up that early. It was 7 a.m. Went to the gym. I did pull day today. So I did push day yesterday. My chest is killing me right now. Since I haven't worked out in a gym for a while. So that's taking some of my energy. I don't have the supplements that I used to have back home. So that also is taking some on me. And I'm also recovering from a cold that was super weird that I had it for almost 3 weeks. Almost 3 weeks. Yeah. It was like super, like a lot of flame, phlegma, like mucus,
Phlegm, phlegm. Yeah.
the phlegm. Yeah. A lot of, a lot of cough. Nothing serious to be honest, but it was too long, too long. So right now I'm taking antibiotics, recovering from that. So yeah, it's been an interesting month. What about you? How you doing?
Yeah. So, I mean, you already know, but not everybody here. But I broke my back, and at this point, I'm kind of like 80% recovered. So I didn't actually break my back, but I kind of tweaked it in such a way where it was almost impossible for me to stand for a little while. Um, so the initial reading was apparently a herniation in the lower back, but upon
Mhm.
further review or further investigation, it doesn't seem to be that dramatic. It seems to just be a bulging disc or just like something sticking out in the between the L4 and the L5, that's pinching a little bit on the nerves, which at this point, again, like 80% recovered. I've been doing a lot of physical therapy work, albeit it's just me basically doing what I think I know what to do or I've seen or I read to do in relation to situations like this. I haven't actually gone to a physical therapist to get it all sorted, but again, since I'm feeling better and I'm doing like I'm actually moving, I'm actually able to exercise again. And this happened about a week ago at this point. So, it's a pretty quick recovery. So I'm
Mhm.
glad that that's kind of subsiding very relatively quickly. Um, let's see. Besides that, everything else has been pretty chill. Nothing too crazy. Uh, I do think that you being sick has actually something to do with more than just a random common cold, because it seems to be a lot of people are getting sick around here as well,
Mhm.
right around the same time frame. So probably something is going around again, and hopefully we don't get shut down again.
Yeah,
But
possibly to be honest. The thing is that I blamed it on the change of weather since I was
mm,
traveling to Southeast Asia, which was pretty hot. Vietnam was my last stop there, and it was super hot, like over 100 degrees, like humid, hot. And I went to France after that, and it was chill. Like believe it or not, France and London was very chill, especially London was very cold. And I blame it on that because I caught that cold there, like
Mm,
on France. That's where the first signs started, with like a little
mhm,
cough and a little mucus. And then I went to Peru, which is super cold. And but at that time my body was adapting, and then once I arrived to Ecuador, that's when it got bad. It got really bad. And
mm,
also I was drinking quite um a lot because my sisters and my brother-in-law were in Ecuador as well for like a big baptism of a friend of
mm.
ours here. So we drank a lot that weekend. And I think all that added up for my body to be very weak in the sense of, antibiotics and white cells. So
Right.
I think I blame it on that. I don't know, but you're right. Like a lot of my family members also been getting, damn, my English is really bad. What the fuck? Has been catching this sickness, like this little cough and like a lot of flame, which is really not a common cold. So you might be
Right.
on it. You might be on something, like if some
Yeah, yeah.
people are getting sick as well.
Yeah. I mean, hey man, it is what it is. There's always going to be something that goes around. So as long as you're doing your part, make sure you sleep well.
Hmm.
Um, try to obviously avoid alcohol excessively.
Right.
Um, exercise, make sure you're eating well. Then most of the time, even if you get it, it goes away relatively quickly because your body can fight it off. Um, so I think that's pretty much all that, like the main things to
Hmm.
cover. I mean, obviously you went on your big trip, and there's probably a lot of things that we can talk about in the individual experiences, but we want to keep it short and concise and just kind of just catch up and make sure that we're still alive. Um, nothing dramatic has happened. You're not having a kid, right?
I hope not. I really hope
Oh boy.
not. No, 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 no. I've been cautious on that. The one thing though, maybe we can dive into like what are we up to today? As I mentioned now, I'm living in Ecuador for a season. At least for the next 2 months, I will be living here. And I started volunteering, teaching English to little kids and adults in my community while also applying for jobs. So my ideal plan at this moment is to get a couple offer letters and pick the best one of them that allows me to start within the next three or like end of the year. That way I can have the next 2 more months or 3 more months to travel South and Central America. That's the ideal. Now,
Mhm.
looking at my finances, last weekend, I'm very healthy. I got my phone stolen. Missed a flight. That took a pretty big hit on my bank account. But aside of that, I am stable to survive the next until the end of the year without having to worry
Mhm.
about work. But if I can afford to travel, I'm not there yet. So that's why
Mhm.
I'm trying to side hustle day trading as well,
Mhm.
just to make some extra cash.
Mhm.
But also, I don't want to touch my savings. That's the big deal
Right.
with me. That we talk about this a lot in touching our savings or something that's allocating for at gold shouldn't be touched. And that's the
Right.
case that I'm really trying to avoid at this point. But
All right.
yeah.
I mean, as long as you're doing stuff to kind of recuperate the
Mhm.
things that you spent so far, then, or at the very least, just keep yourself afloat until we can actually get you back on board with something that
Facts.
allows you to be remote, get paid a salary,
Correct.
all
Yeah,
that.
today I applied for this job that is worldwide. Pretty interesting job. It's a software engineering role as well. I got my first rejection today also
Nice.
from baby JP Morgan. So, it's part of the process. So kind of learning again from it, learning the process and just picking up the pace also. Like, I don't want to stress myself on it. Like getting a job for me, it's not, to be honest, it's not my priority. Um,
Hmm.
I'm chilling, I'm relaxing, but eventually I gotta move on, definitely. And yeah, I think put how do you call that? Prioritize things on my life at
Hmm.
this moment. Yeah. Do I want
Hmm.
to continue travel? I'm in between. Do I want to touch my savings and continue traveling while I apply for jobs? or focus on applying for jobs and hope for the best, get a offer that allows me to start within the next 3 or 4 months. Kind of that's my
Gotcha.
balance right now. What about you?
Mm.
What's new on your career relationship?
Uh,
You're not getting married,
a
are you?
relation? No, not yet. Well, happening very soon. Um, let's see. So I mean, I've had some interesting developments at work. That's a good way to phrase it. So the guy that I had as my supervisor ended up getting what's a good way to say it? He was let go,
Oof.
to put it nicely. Which now puts me in a position where I have more responsibilities, which is a blessing and a curse, right? Because obviously it puts you in a position to showcase like what you can do, but also that means you're responsible for anything that goes wrong.
Right.
Um, so now I'm kind of like, in an interesting position where I have to do more, and it's never been an issue to do more. I'm always comfortable going outside of my comfort zone and trying to expand my capacity to do stuff, right, to be better and just have more skill sets. But it was a little unexpected, and now recovering from this back issue that I just had, it's like it kind of just came on relatively quickly, so I wasn't really expecting it.
Mm.
Um, but hey, man, that's life. You presented difficulties and challenges, and it's up to you to, you know, step up and try to get to where you need to be, or fall short, learn from the mistakes, and then try again later on. At this point, I think we're doing pretty good, so that's nice. But obviously, a lot of work is going to be required. So that's kind of what I'm here for now. Just kind of developing and becoming better.
That's awesome. No, that's good. I think that's good. I'm making my way back there as well. And all this starts with a routine. For me, if I don't have a routine, I'm not productive. I feel like I wasted my day. So that's why for me routine is important. Now one question about your ex boss now. With the more responsibilities that you got, does that mean future promotion or?
So that's kind of like that's what's up in the air right now. Um,
Mhm.
I mean, again, for me, I wasn't really expecting it,
Okay,
and I'm
I
not
think
really
that's
pushing for a promotion. But if it's in, if it's something in the cards, I'm not opposed to it. At the end of the day, it all really just comes down to whoever's the best candidate. It's funny because the way I've operated, especially with my career, it's never been about like, trying to make more money, if that makes any sense. Like money is obviously important, but it's always just been a means to an end. Like I just want to have enough to not need to worry about it.
Mhm.
The thing that really motivates me is just becoming better, right? Like I want to be the best at the things that I do, and it's an internal drive, and that is the thing that kind of keeps me going. Becoming better with my skills, create better systems, create better processes. Um, which that's obviously one of the traits of those people that are really successful, but it can become a bit of an issue where work life balance can become skewed, where you work too much and you don't have a life. So that's something that I'm kind of a little bit in deep water in. Like I feel like I probably focus way too much on one thing and not enough in my life, and that's probably one of the reasons why I developed the back issue to begin with.
Mm,
um, so that's something where I have to be a little bit more conscious about. uh, if it's a promotion that's in the horizon, then that's something where I have to, like, you know, you got to manage your life properly if that's something that I'm gonna possibly do. So I don't
yeah,
know, maybe.
absolutely. I think we are two sides of one coin. You focus a lot in your career. I focus mainly no, well, at least this past month or this past year, I've been focusing more like in my life, my personal life.
Mhm.
And that's why I said like I'm not too worried about applying for jobs. But I mean, eventually I do want to get go back to corporate just because of the experience that you get from it and also the money that you get from it. Is a means to an end, like you mentioned. And I gave myself 5 years to give myself to corporate and then call it quits. And At least
You've only done a year so far.
2 years.
Okay, you did 2 years.
I need 3 more
So you
years.
got 3 more.
So yeah, we'll see. We'll see how it turns out, to be honest. Like, life is unpredictable. I was comfortable in living in New York, and now here I'm chilling, living the best life in Ecuador, literally. But yeah, I think we can wrap it up there since I gotta go in a bit.
Yep.
Also, yeah, you have anything to add up? Anything?
No, I mean, we'll keep catching up, obviously. Hopefully now that you're getting back in your routine, we'll have a little bit more time to sit down and have more conversations about different topics. But this is a nice little starting point to reintroduce because it's been a while. But again, the whole point of these talks and shots of info to begin with is just to have conversations that we would normally have, but record it so that we can go back to it, we can view it. If ever we want to use it as a teaching moment, or if anybody else wants to use it as a teaching moment, they have it as a reference. And that's what we're doing.
I think I've been watching or listening to some of our pods, and for me, it's a reminder to myself about things that I used to say, I used to live by, and things change, but at the end, the core value from what we talk about or from where we come from doesn't. So for me, it's mainly as a reminder for myself, to be honest.
Perfect. No, there you go. That's what we're doing.
All right, brother. It's nice catching up. It's good seeing you healthy. And
yes, sir.
I'll talk to you.
Catch you on the flip side.
See ya.
Peace.
This is a conversation between friends.
None of what is said here should be taken as legal advice.
We are not experts in any way.
Take what resonates and leave the rest.